Christian Travis. I'm Travis.
And I'm Chris.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram at Real Talk with Chris and Travis. So, man, like we always do, we always try to introduce a topic that'll make you think and kind of tie in with our life, right?
Yeah.
So today's topic would be, does self-talk really help? You know what I'm saying? Because I did some research and I found that science, I guess you could say, they say that literally talking to yourself helps to kind of reprogram your mind. Because our mind is like a computer. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the best computers in the world.
Yeah.
So one way that you kind of reset your mind, they say, positive self-talking about yourself, right? Because you should always feel good about yourself no matter what. Right. Now, we all going to make some bad decisions sometimes because we only human. But you should never, see yourself in a negative light. Right. And I also feel like when you're disabled, you shouldn't see yourself in a negative light as it is because you're already dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
Take the pressure off yourself mentally, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I think self-talk is very important. Steve Harvey said his teachers always told him, Steve, stop talking to yourself. He said, but talking to myself made me a millionaire.
Hey.
So, I mean, hey.
Talk to yourself. But nah, man, it's been times I had to, give myself a self-talk, Like I've had to do like a presentation.
Okay.
I'll be talking to myself like, they not looking at you. Like trying to psych myself out.
Right.
So I look at the top of everybody's head and imagine myself in the room by myself.
I heard that actually works.
Yeah.
Because you don't feel as nervous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you performing for an empty room.
Right.
Unless you're a person that's just naturally self-confident, which I think that's not a lot of people. I think that self-talk can really help you, especially if you're in a slump. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll sit there and I'll talk to myself like, you know what I'm saying? First, I'll start with what did God say about me? You know what I'm saying? If God said I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, if he said I can do all things through him, then I got to believe that. You know what I'm saying? I got to believe in me, but also God already believe in me. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I talk myself out of a hole. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's real.
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes, man. We all get down sometimes. We got to talk ourselves, out of a hole and be like, hey, remember that time you was going through X, Y, Z and you was like, man, I'm going to get through this. And then God brought you out of it.
Yep.
It's like the same thing, So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that self-talk is important because it could go both ways. It could have benefits, but also it can have some bad too. If you talking out your own mouth bad about yourself, you gonna mess yourself up.
Yeah.
And who wants to mess their own self up? Life already gonna try to do that for you. So I mean,
they say it's power in the tongue. So if you saying negative things, you pretty much gonna end up getting negative results.
Right. I don't want no negative results.
Right.
Life already handed me some negative results at birth. I'm trying to get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And your own.
I wouldn't say it's negative results. It's just.
I'm just saying it ain't start out the way I wanted it to start out. Once I got a good understanding of what was going on.
You still gotta play your hand the best way you can, though. Nobody's born with aces.
I don't know. Everything is all how you look at it.
Yeah, it's your own perspective. What you consider to be an ace.
Yeah, that's where that self-talk come in.
Yeah.
Once you know better, you can do better, but you can't make a decision without information.
Right.
So, like we said in some previous episodes, if you have a disability, you need to learn all you can about that disability. That's the first thing. Second thing is realize, even if a medical professional say this is permanent, that don't have to be your lifestyle permanently. You see what I'm saying? It's tons of people that's disabled and they live in life to the fullest every day.
Yeah.
But everything is you sometimes got to be the champion in your own corner.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? If you negative on yourself, then don't expect everybody else around you to be building you up. Because every time they build you up, you're going to tear you back down.
Yeah, it's been times, man, I had doctors saying, oh, you're going to be able to do this, 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 and this. I'd be like, man, what you talking about? I'll be talking to myself like, man, all right, I'm going to show.
For real.
I'm going to show him or her, you know.
Yep.
And they see me again and be like, oh. They shocked. Like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I know.
He said, yeah, I know.
I know.
Yeah, grab a seat and some popcorn and watch the movie. It's going to be a sequel, too.
Yeah, so you can't really just go off of what people say. You got to, you know, have it within yourself that, okay, they said this, I'm going to prove them wrong.
Right. That's why I say sometimes you got to be your biggest supporter.
Right.
You can't wait for people to do it for you because some people's whole mission in life is to tear others down.
Yeah.
And some people don't know how to help you. They just do whatever they're going to do.
Some haters.
You know.
Spectators.
I like to turn them into potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Just turn their mind to mush. How did he do that?
Right.
You know
that's why these spectators. That's why you on the court and they on the sideline just watching. You know.
Get them a cheerleader outfit. One day you're going to need this. Just hold on to that.
Right. Keep talking.
Right. You know. I know Cat Williams, he be making jokes, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. So how can somebody mess up how you feel about you? You know, but everything starts in your mind.
Right.
You know, nobody can tell you dumb, right? I mean, unless you doing dumb stuff. They could say you dumb, but if you know you doing the best you can do, and they saying you dumb, that's on them. Even if it take time to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, if they saying you dumb and you actually doing dumb stuff, it's kind of like you might need to change a little bit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? People gonna talk, you just don't let it be true.
Yeah. People are gonna talk and it might hurt your feelings. You know, if you let it. You know.
True.
But you don't have to let it. You know. You just know that they you know, they hating on you.
Right.
For the most part, you know, they saying, oh, this and that about me. I just shrug it off.
Yeah. You gotta have thick skin. You said that in the last video.
Yeah. You definitely gotta have thick skin.
Oh yeah. Terry Crews with the phone books.
Yeah.
You know, because people gonna say stuff, whether you disabled, not disabled, you know, they gonna talk.
But back to the self-esteem, you know how you were saying, you know, how can somebody affect how you feel about yourself?
Mm-hmm.
But what if somebody, you know, grew up hearing that over and over and over again?
Then they need to be reset.
Yeah.
And sometimes to be reset, it just take the right person to come along and partner with you.
Yeah.
So if you're around people that's feeding you negativity, but you got that one person that's like, no, you the opposite. Mm-hmm. They saying you this, but you not this.
Yeah.
They just saying you this because they want you to wind up like them, but you don't have to wind up like them.
Right.
Then you got to choose as the person that's in the middle of all of that. You have to choose: am I gonna lean toward where I'm being celebrated, or am I gonna go back to where I'm just being tolerated? That's your choice.
Okay.
You know, you can't be so messed up to where I'm just accepting what people say about me. No, everybody should want better for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am a big believer in the fact that any situation you're in it don't have to be something you stay in unless you choose to stay in it.
Right.
And by saying that, I'm not saying that if like, oh, I got a physical disability, I don't have to stay this way my whole life. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is you may have a disability, but it don't have to stop you unless you let it stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if somebody's talking bad about you. For one, you don't have to listen to it.
Right.
If you gotta go somewhere else, go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Keep looking for better friends until you find those better friends. But you don't have to accept what somebody say about you.
That's true.
Everything starts with you. It don't start with people.
Yeah.
You know, and I think sometimes that's what we get it twisted at. We looking for people to say something good about us before we say something good about us.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta do something every day for yourself and look at it like, man, I did that.
Yeah, you gotta pour into you.
Right. You gotta build you up.
Yeah.
So when somebody else come around and try to tear you down, you so strong from building yourself up, like you said, it roll off.
Yeah.
You know, self-talk is you got to treat it just like a workout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna build me up every day. It don't matter what it takes.
It's kind of like if you looking for people's validation, you know, every time then they got something to, you know, criticize you about, they gonna destroy you. You know, so you gotta validate yourself.
Yep. You know, and sometimes that's a fight mentally.
Yeah.
And sometimes mental fights are worse than physical fights.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, most of the time in a physical fight, you just either got to be stronger or you just got to outlast the person.
Mm-hmm.
But something that's mental, that junk can affect you even when that person ain't even here no more. You still think about what they said about you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, man, when I was 5, my mama said this or my cousin said that. And I'm like, okay, but you're 35 now. Why are you still
on that?
crying over that? What's the...
Right.
No, I just don't like what they said. Okay, well, don't think about it. Don't accept that from yourself. Don't expect that from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's just it. Everything starts with you.
Right.
You know, I learned that you're not supposed to get validation from people. You're supposed to validate yourself.
Yeah.
But if nobody teaches you that, then you're gonna look for validation from yourself, from people.
Right.
You know, if your parents ain't validating you, find somebody else. If you run into somebody and y'all get in a relationship and that person ain't validating you, drop them. Move on to somebody else. Until you find somebody that's going to validate you. But validation don't start with the person. That starts with you.
Right. I say validate yourself.
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Because I'm not going to mess me up. See what I'm saying?
Right.
It's crazy to mess myself up over something so easy as somebody else's words.
Right.
That's where I learned people gonna talk.
Oh yeah.
But you don't let that be true.
Right.
You know, if you at work and they be like, man, this person they so lazy. Well, for one, I don't know if you're talking about me or somebody else, but just on the off chance you are talking about me, I'm about to step up. If I'm doing 10%, I'm about to do 25 now.
Yeah.
So the next time you see me, you be like, man, you know what, you one of the hardest working people I ever seen. Now I might be dog tired at the end of the day. But guess what? When I get used to pushing myself to that next level, now it becomes easy. Mm-hmm. Because you done built that muscle up.
Yeah.
See, esteeming yourself is just like a muscle. You got to work on it. It's not going to happen naturally. You know, stuff ain't easy. Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, but we got to stop looking for people to do what we should be doing for ourselves.
Right.
You know. And that go for both genders. It go for all races. It just,
Pastor Chris.
Nah, just life, man. Life.
That word.
Nah, bro.
Church.
Life going life. You know what I'm saying?
Life going life, huh?
Life going life.
Life is life in out here, huh?
For real. It's going to hit you with bad. It's going to hit you with good.
Yeah.
You know, but what you choose to feed is what you're going to become. So.
Yeah. Ups and downs, man. Peaks and valleys.
Yeah. Roller coaster.
Yeah.
Don't take the seatbelt off.
You just gotta enjoy the journey no matter where it is. You know, where you are in a journey.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I say set some goals and that's your life every day. I'm gonna hit a goal, no matter how small. I'm gonna hit this goal today, even if it's just I'm gonna get out the bed and go walk outside to the mailbox and come sit back down. It's like that's a goal. Hit it, sit down and celebrate.
Right.
I said I was gonna do it and I did it.
Right.
It don't matter what somebody else think.
Small steps is what matters.
Yup. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Nope.
I don't know how long it took them to build it, but it wasn't built in a day. I know that.
That's what they say.
Yeah, so whoever they was, they correct. So, we it's just basic. Self-talk is not hard. Watch what you say about yourself. Because you the only one that's left with your thoughts at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Take an assessment of yourself at the end of the day. Was I kind to my own self? Did I build me up today?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are the most important person to you.
Yeah. You should never tear down yourself.
Right.
That don't make sense.
Right. But yeah, y'all let us know what you think on this topic. And anything else you want to drop for, man?
Nah, man, I think I pretty much emptied out. I'm good.
Yeah, okay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram at Real Talk with Chris and Travis. You can catch us at TikTok with the same handle. We have an email address, realtalkwithchrisandtravis@yahoo.com. And we'll see y'all next week with another video.
Stay tuned.
And we out.
Peace.